I want to make 3 points. First of all, very quickly, the flagrant violation of Ukraine's territorial integrity stands condemned. Russia should not have done what it did. It's unlawful, and we must condemn that kind of invasion by any country. The second point that I'd like to make, Dibal, here is that Ukraine's misdeed started with the tacit acceptance after the NATO's summit in Bucharest in April of 2008, in which NATO declared that Georgia and Ukraine are going to be NATO members, and that immediately made Russia's antenna to rise. You can imagine, Dibal, if let's take an example when Nikita Khrushchev and the Russian leaders put nuclear weapons in Cuba. What did the United States do? Kennedy applied the Monroe Doctrine and said, no, we are going to quarantine you, we are going to have a no-fly zone, we are going to ensure that bomb you into the sea or take out the nuclear weapons that you have in Cuba. Essentially, what the West was trying to do is to position nuclear weapons in Ukraine. And Russia was not going to accept that. So all this interventionist policy, the Roosevelt Doctrine, Monroe Doctrine, that U.S. has been practicing, is something that also they need to know that will affect their own security, and other superpowers, other nations don't like that. What is good for US is also good for Russia. What is good for Russia should also be good for Ukraine. So there should be this kind of differential treatment that are there between various countries, mini-states, super-states, superpowers, and those that have very little power. The third point here, Dibal, is the double standards and hypocrisy that we actually see on the practice by the international community. Right now, Hashi talked about this, Ambassador Mwencha and Professor Kagwanja, that the way the media is portraying this war is akin to saying that it's okay for Africans to suffer. And it's appearing now, it's being confirmed now that suffering has an identity. The identity of black, the identity of brown, the identity of Muslims. We never spoke so much about, or the West did not care much about Libya, about Syria. Iraq was invaded. And by the way, Ukraine participated in that invasion in Iraq in 2003. So we shouldn't be having this kind of double standard. We must condemn all invasions. We must condemn all occupations, irrespective of who is invading or occupying the other.